What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Magic the Gathering video. This is original content coming straight to you now. This is going to be more of a topic discussion rather than an actual gameplay video or anything like that. And I'm not really going to be going over to the spoilers on Strixhaven. I went over some of the initial ones earlier this week. To be honest, this is going to be more of a review of the last few sets that have come out and some of the things I've been thinking about for quite some time now. And this is kind of all starting around Ikoria after the last set that came out before that, which was War of the Spark, that kind of brought to an end this whole Gatewatch, Nicol Bolas mock of Marvel Infinity War stuff. So and it brought us to this whole new era of Magic the Gathering, and it started in Ikoria. Now, on the surface, Ikoria didn't sound like it was going to be something too concerning or too out there. It was actually it sounded a little bit like it was kind of going back to the roots of Magic, just crazy monsters and dragons and humans banding together to try and survive the onslaught, aka, or not aka, but etc., stuff like that. And then we started to see some of the abilities that were coming out. And right now, how I see this playing out, it's like Wizards of the Coast is running out of ideas. So what they're doing now, it just seems like they're combining mechanics that they've created in the past and creating a whole new one, which makes the game even like more dysfunctional, I guess would be the best thing. Is that there are some parts of the game with these new mechanics that are just absolutely miserable to play against, and it's just been getting worse over time. I'll start with the most obvious one, being Companion. Companion, when it initially dropped, was an absolute disaster. It was a disaster. It was so bad that they had to fundamentally change rules and add new rules just for this one type of card. And I said it back then. This was them testing the waters to see how people would react to invoking a commander-esque aspect to standard Magic the Gathering. Me personally, I don't like it. If I wanted to play Commander, I'd go play Commander, but I don't. And I have no interest in playing Commander. I did for a little while, but not really. I don't really care about Commander. I just want to play some good old-fashioned Magic, which Wizards seems to not really care about anymore. And so they had to change all of that. Then they also had the Mutate, and Mutate was another whole thing that we had to kind of deal with and adapt to. The Mutate ability was like what I called it like Megamorph. It was like morphing on like steroids. Like it was insane because, and some people may not pick up on it off the bat with Morph, because Morph, you pay this thing, it's a generic 2/2, and you're all like, oh, that doesn't really have anything to do with Mutate. It's like, well, actually it kind of does, because when you morph a creature over, it usually has a benefit, like you get a trigger reaction out of morphing on the table. The same thing goes with Mutate. The problem with Mutate is that if, say, someone is mutating a creature onto another creature, say you go, okay, I'm going to kill the creature it's targeting. Well, they still get the mutate. They still get the regular creature on the board, but you just kill the other creature, and then that's it. They just get the creature anyway. So, that doesn't make sense. You're using an ability to target a creature. It's not even on the battlefield yet. They're using a discounted cast cost most of the time, or a higher cast cost in order to get an increased benefit. If you kill the creature that it's trying to morph onto, well, why should the opponent get a bonus creature out of you removing a creature? That doesn't make any sense. There's really no way to... I guess because it's a cast ability, But if you're casting something and you're targeting, and it has a target, like in order for you to cast a mutate, you have to be able to target something. Well, if you remove the target in response and has nothing to target, it should fizzle, but it doesn't. They just get a creature on the board. Now, maybe they changed things since the last time. I don't run into mutate too much, and I don't even bother trying to kill creatures before they mutate onto one on the board. So, but that was my experience early on with mutate. Then came Zendikar Rising or whatever it is. And we had the whole party theme, which I wasn't too big on, and it never really stuck. It was a cool like little aspect, and it kind of had a thing and limited a little bit, but it didn't really stick. Then of course they had like just all the equipment that came along with it, and that wasn't too bad. I'm trying to think if there was actually anything in Kaldheim, or not Kaldheim, Zendikar, that I was actually like. No, Zendikar didn't have too much. There were some busted cards, of course. But then Kaldheim came out. And that's when things started to really steer in a different direction with this whole Foretell aspect. Now, Foretell, to me, it's just a super suspend ability, but it's like 9 times better than suspend will ever be. And I have a problem with that. I also have a problem with a lot of the cards that they're printing. Like, you see cards like Alron's Epiphany. It's like, I am getting sick and tired of these cards that they keep making that lets you play stuff for free, get stuff out of your library or graveyard for free, give you extra turns, take all the extra turns you want. Like, that stuff is just not Magic the Gathering, period. And you're not gonna change my mind. Now the extra turns, people can make an argument for, like Time Walk, and that other one, Ancestral. There was a suspend one that had like 8 counters on it or something like that, and you take an extra turn. But there's a reason why Time Walk was banned. There's a reason why the one from the Time Spiral block has like an 8 suspend or something like that, because it's super powerful. When you have something like Elrond's Epiphany that you can foretell in a standard state that has all of this like ramp ability that makes it insanely easy to get to that point. To me, it's just, I'm not a fan of it. Just like the whole Nexus of Fate nonsense that we had to deal with, and the list goes on and on. So Foretell was just another huge problem. Then we have Coma, but Coma is a little bit easier to deal with. Not really. It's not that easy. You have to exile it, but Coma is insanely powerful as well. Not only in standard, but also historic as well. So I'm not too fond of the direction that Kaldheim has gone in either. And now we're looking at Strixhaven, and Strixhaven is just, it's just a big mess. That's what I don't know where I was going with that. It's a mess, in my opinion. And there are some cool things in it, but there are just a ton of things that I am not too fond of. Like Ward. Like, Ward is one thing that is, has like a really big red flag. Now, initially, the first Ward card I saw, it was the only one I saw, which, it was like, if a spell or something targets this permanent, counter it unless their opponent pays this much. And I was like, no, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this at all. And then now it's like, okay, it's kind of spanned across the other colors. Like, they have a black one where that's like Ward, counter the spell unless their opponent pays 3 life. And it's just like, I'm really not a fan of that kind of stuff. These static abilities like that. Certain ones, it's okay. Like Bone Crusher Giant, yeah, sure, whatever. But Ward, like, having it as like an actual new mechanic that you're introducing, and that leads me to my next point, is Wizards doesn't have to make a new mechanic every single time a new set comes out. Sometimes, man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? Outside of the core sets, it just seems like every single set we just get clobbered over the head with these new mechanics that are awful and dumb and don't make any sense and break the game in ways we can't even imagine. Landfall, that was the Zendikar one. Scute Swarm, literally breaking Arena multiple times. I mean, and then and that coincides with mutate, like mutating on a Scute Swarm, and then all of a sudden, because it's this creature like an auspicious Starix, and then you play a land, and boom, you got a Starix token. And it just gets taken to ridiculous heights, and I'm not looking forward to Strixhaven. And another thing is like the theme of Strixhaven. Cool, I understand the whole school of like mages and sorcerers and all that stuff, but make it your own thing. It's so painfully, stupidly, awkwardly obvious that they're ripping off Harry Potter. You have the freaking, like they literally have Quidditch. They literally have Quidditch in the damn game, in like some of the artwork. It's like, dude, maybe some people are, I have nothing against Harry Potter. I'm a big Harry Potter fan. I love the movies. Movies are fun. Anytime they're on TV on a marathon weekend, I'll switch them on just while I'm doing stuff. They're just excellent movies to have on. They're fun to watch. Disconnect from the world and just get lost in Harry Potter for a few hours. Totally cool with that. I don't want it in Magic the Gathering. Like, I know, even if it's like a reference or something like that, it's just like, can you not think of something on your own? Can you not come up with something original? Like, it would have been even cooler if it was like a dueling. Like the schools competed against each other to see who had the most powerful mages, and they like dueled each other. Kind of like how Magic the Gathering really is. Sorcerers and wizards and mages all fighting each other. That would have made way more sense if they were had a tournament ground or something like that, or they have like this big festival and all the schools compete, and it's all like, who's the most powerful school out of all of us, and I don't know. Man, all right. Gotta take a time out. So that's basically what's been on my mind, and it's like Standard in general, and I know this is like a broken record. It seems like everybody all over the place bitching about Standard this, Standard that. Standard is broken, Standard's stupid, Standard sucks. And I'm not gonna lie, it kind of sucks. It's not fun. There's literally like 3 decks that run the table, and then if you're not playing them, you're kind of screwed, And, Historic has its own problems, obviously, but they're a little bit more manageable, I think. I don't know. I've been having more fun playing Historic, to be totally honest. Though I think Jumpstart really screwed shit up. I think Jumpstart was one of the dumbest ideas Magic the Gathering ever had. I think it should have just been like a tabletop kind of thing to get new players in. Arena already is new player friendly when it comes to deck building, and, just obviously someone who gets into Magic usually knows someone that plays the game. Or not, I don't know. But, Jumpstart, honestly, I think was one of the... just was an awful idea. I was not a fan of it at all. I think it should have just been its own thing and tabletop, kind of like how Battle Bond was. I wasn't really into Battle Bond. I had no interest in that whatsoever. But people did. I mean, my LGS, back when the world was normal, in a different alternate timeline, it almost feels like, Battle Bond was one of the largest pre-releases I've ever seen at that store. It was completely packed, and I was like, wow, okay. I really didn't see that coming, but cool. Made Wizards money, made the LGS money, but Arena is just that. It's Arena. It's a convoluted mess right now, and Magic has been this way for a while now, and that's why, I guess that's part of the reason why I'm so slow on making videos. And this is kind of segue into my last bit here, is it's part of the reason why I've been so slow making videos. I'll be playtesting stuff and trying to think of like cool deck designs and stuff that's not like generic, you know what I mean? People don't come on here to see like another Sultai mana ramp into something ridiculous, or another control deck. Like, a lot of people look to see like unique deck ideas even if they're like blue collar decks, like blue chip, like they're mid tier or something like that, or they just have some wacky combo that you got to have like the perfect setup to do. That's really that's really like the most popular videos that I can think of. Outside of that, no one's coming to see like a rinse and repeat deck that everyone's playing on Arena. If that was the case, that's all I would make. But that's everybody sees that deck on a regular basis on the game itself. Why would they come to my channel to watch that stuff? So that's part of the reason why I'm so slow in making videos and why I've tried to dedicate more time into playing more limited, because at least limited, it's a level playing field. It's it's literally luck of the packs and how wise you are in making your selections, and it makes you into a better deck builder. I mean, I've been doing pretty well in call time drafts. Surprisingly, I've done very well actually compared to like when I was doing like Ikoria and stuff like that, and Zendikar was awful. But I've had a lot of fun playing in these call time drafts, and that's why I'm trying to branch out and do different things going forward, like more like movie reviews, show reviews. I'm even I never thought I'd ever do this, but I'm going back to my roots in sports. I'm planning on doing some NFL videos. I never thought in a million years I would be doing that, but I've been slowly kind of getting back into it a little bit, and I've been really intrigued with this past season and free agency. And I've been seeing a bunch of people with their own takes on free agency, and I like have some massive disagreements with so-called experts. So I'm even going to take a swing at that. And I may not cover the draft because I don't know much about college sports. I really don't follow college sports that much. But there's just so many things. Even other like video game reviews I want to do. I understand why Merchant, shout out to Merchant on YouTube. I totally understand why he took a step back from Arena and is making more reviews of video games, which I think is great. I think it's a great idea, and I commend him for doing it. He's been doing Arena videos nearly every day for years, and all of his stuff I absolutely love to watch. He's a great YouTuber. And he's one of the reasons why I got started, because I loved watching it so much, and I was like, man, he it was kind of like, man, these videos are so awesome. I want to do this too. And then I eventually got my setup. It took forever, but I finally got my setup. And but I get why he stepped back, and I think it's awesome. It seems like he's really cranking out some quality videos on a lot of these game reviews. And they're great, so go check it out. Check him out. Check out his channel if you haven't already seen it before. Subscribe to him. He's doing some great stuff. He said he's going to return to Arena eventually, but he really wants to work on this stuff first, which is awesome. More power to him. Anyway, that was a long-winded shout out, but that's part of the reason why. Seriously. Anyway. Sorry, something in my kitchen's going off. That's part of the reason why I'm taking, not really a step back from Arena, because I still love playing the game, no matter how much frustration it causes me sometimes. Because nothing is worse when you try and sit down to make a video and you spend 50 minutes playing games and nothing is salvageable out of that recording, and you're just like, I just wasted an hour of my life. So, anyway, so I am going to try and branch out. I have at least three movie reviews I want to do. I have 2 show reviews I want to do. I have, I have 5 or 6 NFL videos I want to do. There's so many things I want to do. I just don't have the time. I literally have 1 or 2 days a week to record as many videos as I can, and this is one of them. Anyway, that's all I got for today. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me if you've made it this far. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe on your way out. I'll see y'all later.